All right, great news. A little story to share. About 4 years ago, I ran into a guy, not physically, don't worry, nobody was hurt. He was fixing our coal stove, and he did not speak very good English at all. And we kind of gathered, we had a lot in common, and I gathered from a photo of his that I saw that his wife had a covering on. And so I was very interested in this. In any case, we're now 4 years later. He's connected me with, so similar faith background is the point of this. He's connected me with a minister of their federation in Russia about a year ago, I believe it is. And that gentleman has now connected me with some church people in the area where we're planning to move to. And those people have now helped us find accommodations. So I just love how God works. I didn't know why I met that gentleman per se, but through that, God was already lining things up for us. We were already just slightly interested in Russia at that point, not a lot. There was just things that we were interested in. But progression of time, we've come through there now. I've just got word from them. They have secured us a place to temporarily stay, and they will register us there. And that has been our issue. We cannot find accommodations large enough for the whole family. And that would register us. You have to be registered there at an address within 7 days of arrival. And so I literally just got word of that. We will be registered. They have a place for us, and then they will help us with the rest of the paperwork and everything else that we're going to need at that point. So awesome news. Very good.
Here we are, all numbed up. Well, look, I can smile again. So it's evening, and like typical Georgian fashion, everything's done in the evening. We just leaving the dentist's office. I had a tooth that in Canada I tried to get fixed before we left, and I called a couple dentists, and they told me that I could not get in for 3 months. So in that 3 months time, that tooth has decayed to the point of almost having to get a root canal. So I finally found a dentist here. It was kind enough to drill it out and put a filling in, and hopefully that'll fix the issue. So that's what we are doing this evening. And it's beautiful. Look at the beautiful lights.
Yeah, so earlier today, there was a whole bunch of township workers in little green uniforms with garbage bins and these little Georgian brooms and rakes cleaning this all up. We drove by here today, so it really looks nice now. It's all freshly raked.
Yeah.
They do a lot of work here by hand. They used black garbage bags, filled them all up full of these leaves.
Not sure if everybody can hear you, but
maybe not. I'm trying to talk louder. But anyway, they got it all nice and cleaned up here, and now we're walking through. It's beautiful.
yes, I wish they would do something about their graffiti, and then this city would be really, really nice looking. If they just got somebody to paint up that graffiti and get rid of it, then I think a lot more people would probably come here.
Probably. It's 8:30 at night. You literally just got out of the dentist's office.
I know, it's weird.
It seems kind of late.
Yeah, but I got what looks like a nice tooth, and they didn't have to do a root canal, so hopefully that fixes the issue.
All right, we are, 30 hours roughly before we need to head for the airport. Yesterday, Nisa and I were out on the town riding the subway for a bit, and I heard a few people coughing and sneezing. I am now starting to feel my throat. It's starting to not feel right, and it feels like it's working its way into my lungs. And Nisa was just sneezing as well. So it's not good timing. I figured we'd probably get sick once we got there, because it's just going to be a whole new set of germs and bugs and things that we're not used to. Plus the big time weather difference is 30-degree difference in temperature. But I was hoping to not have it just yet. So we may already be sneezing and coughing and everything else before we get there, just getting on the plane. So super excited. We just had some friends over here. So another large family we know with 9 children. It's a Mennonite family that we initially did some dealings with when we first got here. They helped us find, they were going to try to help us find lodging as well. So anyway, they were just over here visiting for the day. Our children played nicely together. And also the missionary couple, they just stopped by to bring us some food to eat. So that was good as well. Just a nice afternoon of fellowship. So we got some last minute stuff to do. We'll go to bed early today. We got a bunch of packing to do tomorrow yet. Kind of organize the last suitcases, and I think then we are ready to go. The plan is tomorrow night around 11 o'clock, 11:30, we'll start hauling luggage over to the airport, and us at 12 o'clock. I would prefer to do it all at once. missionary feller. I think he's got one guy coming to help him or something. I don't know. He figures if we start at 11 o'clock, it would be better. I'm not sure what his plan is as far as luggage, because we can't just leave it at the airport, of course. So we'll figure those logistics out tomorrow, and yeah, go from there. I'm getting pretty excited to go. You getting excited?
Mm-hmm.
Are you? What are you excited about most?
I don't know. I just want to go to Russia and I want to drive this truck in Russia.
You want to drive that truck in Russia?
When it's winter, I could probably drive it
I
on
might
the
get
snow.
stuck in the snow, I think.
If it's hard. Maybe
Hard snow, yeah, you can drive on it. Yep. But you're excited to just see a new country, see a new life, new home? Yep.
Subway 2 hour board, isn't that fast?
Okay, so this is our last day in Georgia, and we had to take Wesley on this. He's having a hoop. I only planning to come out and get a few groceries or a few snacks for the plane ride. And then while we were there, Wes mentioned something about the subway, and I was like, oh yeah, you haven't been on the subway before, so here we are. Down, 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 down. So he can have a ride on the subway on the very last day.
Alright, good morning everybody. It's I think 7:30 in the morning roughly. Today is the day we leave. We don't fly out till tomorrow morning, I guess, technically. We have all day today yet, and then around 11:30, 12 o'clock tonight, we'll start ferrying stuff over to the airport. As you can hear, my throat's not feeling any better. I got a pounding headache this morning. My neck is sore, and my throat feels like it's in my chest here. So I'll see if I can get something for that today. Anissa started coughing yesterday as well. It's like timing can't be better. It'd be nicer to feel good on our travels, but anyway, this is the way it works sometimes. Hopefully the children will at least wait until we get there before they start feeling lousy. So yeah, welcome to a new country, right? All right, we made it another couple hours this morning, starting to feel a little bit better. The cool thing here is the pharmacies. You don't need a doctor's note for a lot of stuff. I was told that with a dewormer I needed a doctor's note. I don't know why that was, because we have not needed it since then. The kids have gone and got dewormer. We have to. And then now we've just picked up amoxicillin. So I'm pretty sure that we're dealing with pneumonia here. I don't know why it's so quickly onset. I have no idea. But when I'm coughing, I can taste metal. And I Googled that last night, and that's a pretty good sign. The metal taste obviously being blood, which is a good sign of an infection in the lungs. And then spitting it out, it's kind of like a browny, greeny color that's coming out of the lungs. So in any case, just went in there, picked up some amoxicillin. It'll be good for pneumonia. No issues. They're just over the counter, hand you what you need. I was just telling the kids that even back home, I can't even do that for the cows anymore. You need a veterinarian prescription just to pick up penicillin for the cattle. I used to be able to just go to the basically any farm store that sold feed or anything like that and just grab a bottle of penicillin for the cows, right? So yeah, times have changed. Very simple here, very easy. I don't know what it's going to be like in Russia, but fairly simple here at least. Pardon the mess. We're getting last minute stuff done. These are our carry-ons, trying to organize what's left. There's a few things on the shelf here. Obviously it's going to be cold over there, so we've got some gloves and hats and things here. We're still going through stuff. Stroller here. We got 2 backpacks with some more carry-on items, things that we're going to need when we get there. And then all of these suitcases are sorted out already on this side. So obviously the top ones are gonna get a few last minute stuff in there yet. But Timor sounded surprised at how much stuff we were bringing. I'm like, oh, keep in mind that there is 10 of us coming, right? So a lot of airlines will let you take 2 big bags and 1 little bag per person. The airline that we chose to come to Georgia was only 1 big bag and 1 little bag, and then we had to pay extra for the other big bag. But it's not unheard of for people to take 3 pieces of luggage. And if you do 3 pieces of luggage for 10 people, you're at 30 bags, right? Which is essentially where we're at. We have 2 big bags per person, roughly. We have 18 large bags. We actually could have more than that, is what I'm saying. And then small bags, I think we have 8 plus the 2 backpacks, so 10 small bags. And then, of course, you get the stroller, and we have the blue, what do you want to call that? I put it on my back and put Finn inside of it, that thing. So, yeah, it's a lot of stuff to carry. When we get there, I'm hoping everything will run smoothly. I got 2 people most likely meeting us there, maybe more, I don't know. Somebody was joking around with me, it'd be really cool if the President of Russia was there to greet us coming off the plane. I don't think he's going to be there, but that would be kind of neat, actually. It would be a pretty cool experience. So, yeah, getting excited to go. Going to have breakfast here shortly and then get some more stuff done. We're planning on taking naps today. Not super good at taking naps in the middle of the day, but that is, we're going to try or make an attempt. And basically just because we're going to be up all night. Around 11:30 tonight, we're going to start hauling stuff to the airport. Our flight leaves at 3 o'clock in the morning. And then goes to Azerbaijan. It's not like you're going to be sleeping. It's about an hour-long flight. And then we have to get off there. We have about an hour wait for the next flight. So again, you're not really enough time to sleep in an airport. Then it's going to be a 3-hour flight to Moscow. Might be able to close our eyes for a couple hours there. And then you got to go through customs and all that stuff on that end, and then get picked up. And then we have a 6 to 7 hour bus ride. So that's likely going to be our best place for a sleep, is that 6 to 7 hours on the bus. But all in all, not much rest. I think we're going to get to our new apartment probably sometime tomorrow evening, maybe 5 or 6 o'clock or something, I'm guessing. And then we'll definitely be ready for sleep at that point. Hello, good evening. It is now about 4.5, 5 hours before we leave from here. Quite a ways yet till our flight. I do not sound any better. My eyes are now all bloodshot too. I tried to have a nap, but I don't think that really worked. It's hard to nap in the middle of the day when you're not used to it. So I just took some more amoxicillin again and some ibuprofen, so hopefully I'll feel good here shortly. And he's still not feeling good either. Unfortunately, that's just the way it's going to be. I guess we're going to take this with us. Alright, it is pretty well go time. We've got all our suitcases loaded up and just waiting for the taxi guy yet for us. He got off work a little early, so he should be here shortly. And it's the guy we've used before for checking into that village. We've actually driven with him a couple of times. He said he'd be happy to drive us, so but he drives bus as well. So every other day he's driving bus and then he drives taxi in between. So but anyway, he should be here shortly and then we'll get off to the airport. I'm not feeling a whole lot better, but yeah, do what we can. And Anissa's not feeling very good either. She's trying her best. So far it's just the two of us.
By the time we get there, there'll be all of us.
Oh, probably. She just says by the time we get there, it'll probably be all of us that are sick. But we kind of counted on being sick once we got there, just change the scenery and stuff. But wasn't quite exactly planning on being sick already. But anyway, it is what it is. All right, we are at the airport. Officially, we've got a bunch of our luggage here. Wes and Waylon already brought a couple loads in, and we got another load coming here in this van. Well, so far so good. We'll get this one unloaded, and then we will get everything checked in. All right, we've made it. We are in the airport terminal, waiting for the plane patiently. Kids are watching out the window, watching the planes, and almost right there. So that is our plane there, the first one at least. That's our first plane. At least we're on schedule. There's no real big issues. We got everything loaded, no problem. There you go. She just told me we gotta go line up. So we will do that. Don't forget to share. Okay. Сейчас вот ближе. Am I holding everybody up? Hectic it always is getting onto a plane with this many people and bags, try to fit it all. Of course, one of the little suitcases blew the zipper open, so I had to fix that issue. But anyway, we're on now. I still look pretty sick. I feel awful. It's an hour flight roughly, then we'll be in Baku, Azerbaijan, and then we'll have to wait there for I think an hour, hour and a half before taking off to Moscow. Very, very small plane. Just 4 seats across, and then we're all kind of crammed in here. Should be ready to take off here shortly. Just started loading the suitcases, and we just got on here, right? What do you think so far? We're ready for a nap?
I don't know. Nah, I can tell that my belly's gonna be hurting when we take off.
Yeah.
It already feels kind of weird.
Your belly does?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, hopefully it's not too bad. Alright, just about ready to take off. A new partner. What do you think, buddy? You ready to go flying?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just announced that we're going to be landing already. It feels like we just took off. I was not expecting a meal on here either. It's kind of nice to have a little sandwich. It's a bit dry, but not too bad. Actually tasted really good. And then a little bit of orange juice to go with it. So, yeah, it literally feels like we just took off. And they said we're going to be landing here shortly. So, what time is it? 3:40 in the morning. So I guess that makes sense because we took off around 3. And I think they said it was a 50-minute flight. So, assuming that those lights are Azerbaijan down below us. Can't really see well. We are turning. There you go. So, very good. First leg of the journey almost done. All right, we made it successfully into this building for our transfer. We're now waiting for a shuttle bus to take us to another terminal. Then I think we have to go through security again, and then we should be good. Our next flight is in 2 hours, roughly, it takes off. So we have a little bit of time, not a lot. And then 5 hours from now, roughly, we should be in Moscow. So that'll be nice. So far, everybody's holding up pretty good. Except for Finley, maybe. He's a little fussy and whiny. Are you fussing too? Yeah? No, you're doing pretty good. This is the one thing we always have to go through, is this big stack of passports. Joys of having a big family is a lot to look after. No. Alright, we are waiting for the next one here in front of gate number 2. Didn't know if we were going to make it or not. Everything seemed to be dragging on, but we're here. And the plane's not, so I think we're good. It is cooking in here. We of course dressed with extra layers to be prepared for the cold weather in Moscow versus Tbilisi. But it's not very cold in here. It's very hot. So I have way too many layers on right now, cooking. All of us are pretty warm. But yeah, looks like we're gonna make it. Alright, we're aboard the last flight. You ready to be done yet? It's so beat. Yeah, it's so beat.
We're sick.
Yeah, I'm very sick. You can hear by the frogs in our throat. The other kids are starting to get her now too, so. See, it is what it is, I guess. But this plane's a little bigger. We got 3 seats on each side. So an extra 2 seats per row, and it's a wee bit longer. Go back a little farther, maybe. Not much longer. Basically the same thing. So we'll sit tight here for 3.5 hours or so, And there's actually a time change in there, so on the clock it'll look like 2 hours, but it's actually, or it'll look like 2.5 hours, but it's actually 3.5. And then, yeah, should be there.
I'm looking up from my window. Sun's coming up like the day before. You're like a stone on my pillow. I don't make a sound when I shut the door.
Just had a delicious breakfast: sausage, potatoes, a bun, coffee, juice, water, yogurt, cheese. I think that's it. Very good. We're getting closer. Can't see out there real well, but it's all snowy. Definitely a different scenery than we left it, Tbilisi. But it'll be nice. We'll enjoy that. Yeah, pretty hard to tell. I'm too far from the window. Anyway, definitely snowy. We're going to be landing in another, I don't know, I think half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. And then we'll have our feet on Russian soil for the first time.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Hey, darling, I love it when it's me and you on the road with a couple of tunes in a car for two. Hey, darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday, baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey, come on now and take my hand. Get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday,